Move the microphone on to Katharine, another of our team members, who'll chat about female chairs. On for you, Katharine.
I'm Katharine, also at AUT, and we're looking at female chairs or presidents. So first of all, Sport New Zealand has a statement about boards and encouraging board diversity and good governance. And the suggestion is that the function of a board is to consider a range of perspectives, and that in order to consider a range of perspectives effectively, diversity on the board is important, and that this should include gender. There has been quite a lot of work about gender at national and regional level, but there has been a lot less work at club level. And so we're investigating the role of female chairs at club level. So this chart shows the quantitative, the numeric information from the National Sports Survey about the percentage of females on boards. And in 2021, 49% of females in our survey were on boards, and this is an increase from last year, which was 44%. So there's been a slight increase, which is a good thing. We can look at the differences between various areas in Auckland, but we do have to be careful with these numbers because the sample size is small and some of the fluctuations could be due to small sample size. But overall, Auckland is very, very similar to the rest of the country. So just under half the females have been on a board or committee. Then we looked at chairing the board. 31% of board chairs are women, which is obviously lower. And again, Auckland overall is similar to the rest of the country. There are some, again, small sample sizes. So while there are differences across Auckland, we do have to be careful that because of the small sample sizes, some of those differences may not be as dramatic as the numbers seem to appear. So what have we been looking at from a qualitative point of view? So what we've looked at so far is the numeric information that came from the survey, but we also have a qualitative study. And this is where we're talking to the female chairs or female chairs or presidents in a qualitative or discussion. So we have open-ended questions and the conversation flows rather similar to a discussion, a one-on-one discussion. We are exploring the experience of female chairs or presidents in New Zealand sports clubs. And we have been asking about their pathway to becoming a chair, the support that they find in the club, and personal characteristics. And these have been some of the key themes that have come out, and we have a range of findings. So the pathway, the group more or less split into about 3 groups, that many of them had a previous role. Some of them had been on the board for quite a long time before they became chair. They had quite a long wait to get there. Some of them were very new, predominantly in groups where they were shoulder tapped because there was absolutely nobody else. And some of them had their arms very much twisted. The support varied hugely, particularly if the club was a predominantly female club. Most of the female chairs had no issue. There were no gender issues. There were some chairs who said they had no issues. Everything was fine on the surface, but underneath there were signs that there were some gender issues in the clubs. And then there were others who overtly had people being quite difficult, either resigning from a board as soon as they were elected or really making their life quite difficult. So they had a range of different experiences. However, all of the women were very, very well qualified. Many of them had very, very responsible roles in work outside, or they had chaired other organisations. And many of them, you could almost say, were overqualified. And some of them had quite a long wait to become chair. And it was only when they put their hand up, rather than being shoulder tapped, that anybody was even aware that they were interested. So this work is still ongoing. We're still interviewing. These are just some quick insights so far. And we have some discussion questions. So first of all, how important is it that clubs have female chairs from time to time? What is the experience of female chairs or board members in your club or in clubs that you are aware of? And how do or would others in the club feel about having a female chair? How might other female members see it? How might other male members see it? So those are the questions.